customers, and I know we were having a good time doing what we were doing. But as I told you guys in my email, I actually have known Joe for about 7, 8 years, something in that area. We were involved in another company way back when, although I didn't know him personally in that company, but I did know of him. And I guess it was about 2.5 years ago that Joe reached out to me and told me about the BitClub Network. At the time, 2.5 years ago, I had no idea what a Bitcoin was. Had no idea, but you know, I'm just that type of guy that when people reach out to me, I kind of look into it. And when Joe called me and told me he was getting involved in this company, I decided just to go ahead and invest some money in it. That's all I did as per my email. I opened up 2 accounts, my own account for $3,500, which gave me a founder's position. And I opened up a second account for my son, and I came in with $500 for his account. I never looked at the account again for another probably 1.5 to almost 2 years. I don't know why, probably because then I started getting involved in Bitcoin on my own, and I remembered about this company, so I looked back at my account, didn't even know how to log in. I remember calling Joe, telling him, hey, listen, you remember that account I signed up for about a year ago, whatever it was? I don't know how to log into it. So with that being said, we logged into the account, we looked around, and I had made, I think at the time, maybe about, I don't know, maybe $6,000, something like that. And I told him that I wanted to take out my initial investment, which was $4,000. Which he said, all right, it's yours, take it out. So I took it out and just totally forgot about it again. And then we got a little bit of background noise, guys, so if you're not muted, just mute yourself. But then I looked at my son's account. Well, matter of fact, I just took the money out and never looked at his account. And then I guess just about maybe a couple days ago, after this thing kind of went down with what happened with us at USI, all of a sudden I said, well, let me just back it up one more quick second. I'll let Joe take it from there. I guess it was about sometime, maybe about a year ago, Joe was traveling from California. He came into New York, and we just kind of met at the airport. Again, I wasn't really interested in doing the business, but I just wanted to say hello to him. We met at the airport. He was going somewhere. And when I sat with him, he kind of just gave me a little overview as to what's been happening with him in the business. And again, it just wasn't my time. I never engaged in this company at all. But about a week or so ago, I looked back into my account, and I looked at my son's account that I had started with just a $500 investment. And as we sit here now, that account is just under $8,000 worth of Bitcoin just sitting there. And I sent you guys all out copies of that as well. So you've seen those screenshots. So after what happened a couple of days ago with USI, I mean, I've got the crypto bug. I believe that crypto place is the space to be. And I was having a great time, built a huge team, almost 3,000 people I put into this deal. It was probably close to about 2,500. But the money was rolling in. We were having a good run. But because of what's happening here in the United States and et cetera, unfortunately for us, we were automatically made customers. So I reached out to Joe and said, okay, Joe, maybe it's time to engage here. And I remember when I first looked at this thing, one of the reasons I didn't really engage is because when you log to their website, it kind of says, we do not do business in the United States. Well, now I understand why they have that disclaimer on their website, because the United States, as we all know now, can bring some major headaches to companies. So I get it now, and I understand exactly why Joe said that. And it's not that it's anything wrong with doing business in the United States, just that the company does not want to be positioned in the United States. But we can get involved in the United States and in Canada by private invite only, and we can do business. There's no problem. There's nothing illegal about that. But the company itself just puts that disclaimer online because they don't want the issue. So with that being said, you know, Joe, I mean, he's not a founder in the company, but he's damn near one, I would guess. And I know what really caught me is when I think I was just online looking at Facebook, and I saw that Joe had bought a brand new Ferrari, I don't know, new house, Rolls Royce, I don't know, whatever it is. I know the guy's making buku money. I don't want to talk about somebody's other pocket, but I'll let him kind of get into that because we really haven't had a chance to engage. And you guys know me, when I do get involved in something, I become an owner of it. And right now, I don't know that much about what's going on. So that's why I want to put this call together and let you guys hear right from the top of the company. And again, guys, because of the way this plan is set up, and we'll have this conversation a little bit later on, but I want you guys to understand that timing is everything, and it is a binary. So therefore, a lot of you guys might not know what a binary is, but just understand that positioning means everything. And with this type of a plan, you can get a lot of help from your from your partners that are above you, which we didn't have that in the last deal. So with that being said, I know Joe's been traveling all over the world. Every time I turn around, he's in Asia. He's everywhere. He actually resides in the United States, though. But just a great guy, making a lot of money. And I'm going to just turn the rest of this call over to him and let him do what he's got to do. And then when he's done, we'll open it up for some questions. So just sit tight. But I would just tell you guys to take some notes, because I believe that what you guys are getting ready to see is something that can literally not only change your life and your future, but your families as well. So with that being said, let me introduce you guys to my newest business partner, Mr. Joe Abel. Joe, the call is yours, my friend.
Thank you, Willie. Great introduction. I appreciate all the kind words. I'm glad to see the turnaround. I've been wanting to work with you for a long time. Feel bad for what you guys have gone through, but it's not the first time or the last time that will happen to anybody. We've just been here for 3.5 years, plucking away. By the way, I am one of the 3 founders. I'm here first.
My bad.
001 of the downline. So the entire binary is below me of the whole world. And so, we got started in 2014 with the idea that Bitcoin mining was somewhat of a mysterious Easter egg hunt for Bitcoins. Then we learned how it actually worked and created a system where people can win together, because everybody wanted to be a Bitcoin miner once they understood that they can get these Bitcoins using computers. But by the time we got started, you had to have a Bitcoin farm, a farm of equipment, a server farm. You couldn't get started with a few $100 no more. You needed not a few thousand, but you needed a few million. Today it's worse. You need 10, 20, $30 million just to open your doors, and you're going to need to put 10, 20, $30 million every few months to stay in business. What BitClub has done is created a system that's basically owned by the blockchain membership as far as you and I are concerned. We own every piece of equipment that we've purchased here. We are currently holding approximately 3% of the world supply of Bitcoins on a daily basis. It's showing 2.5 right now. And when you understand that this huge roulette wheel is dominated by China, then you can actually have a sense of awe. Okay, you guys are seeing my screen clearly, right? Thumbs up.
Yeah, Joe, you're good.
Wonderful. So this group here is made up of a handful of people and a few pools, like Slush Pool is a bunch of little Bitcoin miners all over the country and all over the world, mainly overseas. There is a lot of Bitcoin miners in America, but it's not very affordable to mine Bitcoin in America because it's a win-lose proposition. Because you win in the beginning, but as the math difficulty gets more difficult, if you don't add more power to your machines, your pool, you start diminishing your earnings. And then all of a sudden you're paying for electricity with the same amount of money you're making in earnings. And so no more profit. So this is our first business partner. They're called Antpool or Bitmain. Bitmain manufactures all of the machines. And I'm not actually giving you guys what they call a webinar presentation. I'm giving you guys sort of a stance on how Bitcoin and BitClub and Bitcoin mining works. And so I'm going to share with you guys some very valuable websites that you can reference when anybody ever tells you that they're doing something. So you could always say, well, show me the evidence of what you're doing. Proof and truth is everything here. And so here's the top of the line machine. Literally 2 weeks ago, this machine was $1,000 less. And you can actually get a machine in January, and then you can get it in February, and now you can get it in March. But when can you buy it? Well, there's no buy button. It says these machines are sold out. This is the ultimate machine that is happening in our space. Our other business partner that you're going to find on the same blockchain is a small company called BitFury. Now, BitFury is out of Georgia. and they are currently manufacturing, they just finished manufacturing all of our latest machines. We're running approximately 150, 200 petahash of equipment. Don't get too caught up in what a petahash is today. I can give you guys clips and information to learn this. But a petahash is a measurement of a certain amount of equipment. Each manufacturer will require a certain machine. So if you're talking about a Bitmain and pulled machine, so these S9s, to require a petahash, you're going to require about 90 of these machines to get a petahash. So 90 times, so $200,000 a petahash, roughly, right? And what ends up happening is you can also measure the petahash from the Bitfury machines, and their machines are much larger, very commercialized, and you will require 7 of their machines to the 90 S9s, okay? And so 7 and 9 is a huge difference, but the same space is required to mine the coins. But to make this easy, just look who's involved. China through a bunch of companies around the world, China, and BitClub Network. And then you have China, a company out of India that is already been claimed as a Ponzi or whatever you want to call it. They are paying 10% above to keep their name on the blockchain. Now, companies are known for doing this. They don't actually own any equipment, but you can pay a Bitcoin miner pool to switch the name of the pool to their name. And this is a relatively new project that is working out of China via India. China, Bitfury out of Georgia. Their manufacturing plants are all over the world, specifically out of Korea. And this is Bitcoin.com, which is one of our colleagues, Roger Ver. Roger Ver has yo-yoed in and out of the Bitcoin space. At one time, he called it not profitable. And we actually had words with each other up in Korea. And then last year, I had him apologize on video, and I posted it on YouTube and all over Facebook, where he apologized for making a comment derogatory towards BitClub. But Roger Ver uses small pools, a very small amount of Bitcoin mining people, and he's all over the world too. But 85% of this equipment is all mined in China. Now, when you look at the pools, you can verify how much Bitcoin is being mined by each company. Right now, in 4 days, BitClub Network is receiving 16 blocks of 12.5 Bitcoins. Again, you might have to watch this a couple of times to follow, unless you're aware of the information. But I'm doing this to prove what is happening here, okay? This is the blockchain, and it says recent blocks found by BitClub Network. The last 16 are within 4 days. If you click on the hash rate, it'll give you a page where you can verify who did it, what the block number is, and you can always verify this 2 ways. It says it was relayed by the relay button didn't pop in. Hold on. Let me get in here, hit it again. Sometimes the network doesn't follow it. It keeps going to the unknown stuff. And then you hit BitClub share, and then it says relayed by BitClub Network. The block is 503051. How do we know that's ours? Well, it said it was ours, but we also have a reference point on our pool. So we have a website that's open 24/7 to monitor the Bitcoin mining, how much equipment's being done, what the stats are, the luck rate, and all the other things. So this is what they call the hash rate here. We're running 450 petahash of equipment. The luck rate for the last 5 blocks is very unlucky. We're under 100%. It gets better as we go past 3 days. It's higher. We go past 6 days, it's even better. At about a month, we start getting to the 90% ratio. But over time, we're at 98.4%. That makes us almost perfect for the amount of machines we have, for the amount of time we've been doing business. Now, remember the block number. What was the block number? The height number was 503051. That references the same blockchain wallet or Bitcoin that we received. Now, what was that? There was 3.27 Bitcoins worth of transaction fees. The transaction fees is when you move a Bitcoin, somebody has to pay a fee. It's always the end user, whoever uses it. When you use a credit card, the merchant absorbs the fees. Therefore, MasterCard, Visa, American Express are multi-$100 billion companies because they're collecting fees every day. Now, the Bitcoin network started out with free fees. Then it accelerated through time as the network is expanding. The fees will be greater than the reward. Today, they're still smaller than the reward. 3.2 Bitcoins for the reward. I'm sorry, for the fees. And down here on the bottom is the 50,000 block received, or 500,000 block received. It's 12.5 Bitcoins. Now, this is the actual reward for doing the work. The bonus is the fees. But in the future, when you mine a Bitcoin, the fees will be the actual reward, and the blockchain reward from the network will be a few Bitcoins, but they'll be worth $1 million. Okay, and the fees will be who knows how many Bitcoins or transactions. Now, what was this that we received? We received newly generated coins. And you see that here, that this newly generated coins went into a Bitcoin wallet. This Bitcoin wallet here has been registered to BitClub Network for over 3 years. Prior to that, we replaced the wallet because we weren't able to secure it. And why do I mean secure it? I mean secure it from anyone who would want to take some of it. Now, every block of 15 or so reward is worth about 250 to 300,000. So we got 16 of those in the last 4 days. Now, where did it go? Into BitClub Network's wallet. Now, this wallet is showing evidence of $1,100,000,000 worth of Bitcoin mining in 3 years for our members. This is 100% passive. When you understand the cost of maintenance and energy, it takes us a day and a half of mining to receive 30 days of Bitcoin or 29 days of Bitcoin earnings. You're talking almost 2 million a day. So when you add up that we also have $200 million in reserves, I'm about to show you some back offices in a few minutes. BitClub Network members are some of the craziest members I've ever seen in any organization, whether mine or someone else's, because most people cannot wait to take out the money. But then again, most people only make a few or a little. And in BitClub Network members, the seasoned people have been here, they have made thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Now, some of these back offices, they leave the Bitcoin there because we go through an extensive protection to keep our websites and all of our blockchain wallets secure. So you can see that some of the members have left over $200 million worth of Bitcoin that is liquid. It is liquid to take out every day. You can take the Bitcoins out in BitClub Network daily. You can make a withdrawal daily if you choose to. You will pay the high fee of moving the Bitcoins. So again, every transaction we've ever done, 1.1 billion, is transferable. You can see every transaction, very transparent, okay? Now, when you go to other sites like Ethereum, if you want to look at Ethereum, Ethereum, you have to verify that we're getting this, right? you have to look at the charts. And is your name on the chart? It's very important to know your name's on the chart. Right now, BitClub Network is the top 9 pool of the Ethereum. We're running 1.59% of the pool. We used to be 3.5%, 5%. We're not very excited. Well, our members are not excited because we don't determine how much equipment is there. Our machines, you can determine which coin you want to mine once you buy a GPU. So we mine alternate coins also. So again, evidence is very important to show where you're at. And here's all the names of the actual owners of the pools. Every other name that doesn't have a pool is not actually owned by an individual pool. If your name is not on here, there's a reason for that. Now, other places, you can add a name to it yourself. But on this one here, on etherscan.io, you cannot unless you're the owner of the pool. You can see how long you've been doing it for too. There's some companies that have put their name on here on a 1.5 year old pool. That means the pool is at 1.5 years old, but they switched the name. But on here you can't. So this is just referencing food for thoughts in the future. Let's go to the actual facilities. Let's see some of our facilities. You can verify what we're doing here. Now, I'll play a couple of little clips here. Some of you might have seen this, some of you might not have seen it. But this here is one of our first visits to Iceland. We had 230 people go, about 4 bus loads. We had a second one happen just recently, and we're doing a third visit on February 17th. So for anybody who wants to do what I'm gonna show you, that's gonna happen February 17th. And here's a short clip of us and our teams visiting Iceland. I hope you can see this.
To be honest with you, I'm super excited and fired up.
I am fortunate enough to be part of the BitClub Network, which means I mine Bitcoin.
Been living on Bitcoin since November 26, 2014.
You're either the needle or the thread.
You know the goal!
Now here you see us giving away machines. These are the old S5 machines. They still work, and they do not have a profitability no more. That is like being a mini miner where you're mining by yourself and the electricity cost is too much. You can't even earn a profit no more because it is a win-win in the beginning and then it goes win-lose automatically. So it never stays a win-win unless you're part of a mega pool like BitClub Network. Now, we have this facility where you can actually visit this. We'll wire it off so you can see one rack, take pictures and everything. And this is massive. It's a huge compound. We've outgrown this compound. We we have other facilities, and we're building one currently right now. The machines are being shipped overseas to the United States, where we're setting up a huge facility over in Montana. It has its own power plant attached to it, which will allow us to scale past the Iceland facilities. Everything we have in every building we build it in-house maintenance. Every machine can be repaired there, and everything we do is about making sure that we don't have to have any downtime. And the machines go on and on. And so we also offer another aspect of it. It's called GPUs. I mentioned it earlier when I mentioned Ethereum. Now here's a short clip of our Ethereum, and now it's more than Ethereum. It's Ethereum, Zcash, Monero, and Ethereum Classic. You can rotate this yourself, okay? And so this is over in Iceland also. This is our first facility we created for GPUs. It's massive. Every machine is marked the property of BitClub Network members. Not the company BitClub, but the members of BitClub. We've created, again, this is the place where you verify, etherscan.io. You can go to etherchain.org. It's not as accurate as etherscan.io, but it works. These are two of the buildings we have over in Iceland. There's 4 buildings on the compound. 2 of them are ours. There's Russ and me. You're going to see my face a lot because that's called proof of life. That somebody you're talking to has actually been there. And again, there's my headshot, sorry. But this is the inside of one of our buildings. This one building has more machines than that compound I just showed you a few minutes ago. It's more powerful, this one here. And very clean and state-of-the-art. You can see how neat and organized everything is. We maximize the space. We have very little space inside here wasted. What is available is the only area that sucks the heat out and puts new cold air in. Everything is HEPA filtered from the outside in, and the air draws through the system, cooling the machines down, and the hot air is sucked out into the ventilation. And this other facility that I'm showing you is our 3rd GPU system, and that one's inside of the bit where our bit main machines are. That's to the next wall, actually. And you can see a nice close-up of the machines. It's a very beautiful system. Again, very, very, very high quality. I used to show pictures of I might show them in a few minutes, of somebody average mining those coins. This is building number 2. You can always tell by looking down the center of the room that this is a 2nd building because of the pallets where they're at and stationed in it. But to the left of me, right behind me, the guy with the green shirt, green jacket, that is Yoshi Goda. If you looked on the bus, on the video, every bus said Yoshi Goda. Yoshi Goda is one of the owners of Bitmain Warranty. And so he manages all the pools for the blockchain network. And he is involved heavily with BitClub Network. Also, these facilities, the last 2, have been set up with a partnership with Genesis Mining. So BitClub Network was not going to be the smartest people on the planet to do this. We found the smartest people and partnered with them, and then we became their biggest supplier or vendor of that supplier, and we've helped them grow exponentially. So Genesis Mining today, probably 70% of everything they do is working with us and building our facilities. They're going into more of the conglomerate now. Big Fury, same thing. They're going public. They want to just sell the machines and maintain the pools. We're allowing them to do that by buying as much as we're buying. Bitmain, I don't know if we're going to get them out of the pie, out of the race. They're the biggest, and they mine it and they build it, and so we're trying to bump them over to the side. Not sure what's going to happen. Everything that I've mentioned, you can go to CoinDesk or blockchain.info or particular sites to verify this. Everything you want to do is fact check. Fact checking is so important. And to give you an idea, we've also built our own cryptocurrency. We knew cryptocurrency was important in the aspect of it. We built our own security. We built our own ATM system. And we got out of the ATMs because they're not profitable. But I'll show you a couple of machines. This machine is in Portugal. And that was a great machine. I ran into it 2 years ago. We ended up buying the manufacturer of it. And then 2.5 years ago. And then the market changed. Bitcoin started moving to mainstream. There was becoming more banks involved. So this kind of fell to the wayside. But before that, we installed one in Dublin, Ireland. And we have a warehouse full of these machines. We're going to put them away someplace. We're not sure. Maybe out to pasture someplace. But they're not a profitable way to do business anymore. CoinPay is a division that we created to help BitClub Network members usher in the cryptocurrency era. To the average consumer, there's no place for you to use cryptocurrency, so why do I want any? Now when people understand that there's a value of storing the coin, of mining the coin, but what if I want to use it? There's not a lot of places for me to use it right now. And that's kind of a good thing because then Bitcoin would be mainstream and you and I wouldn't be talking about this right now. So there's still opportunity. So we developed a platform called CoinPay. CoinPay is a very unique system that I'll show you a very short clip that you can, again, rewatch later.
CoinPay. Cash, credit, and debit are now a thing of the past. You no longer have to worry about high fees and chargebacks. Now, you can accept a customer's payment in cryptocurrency with CoinPay's smart payment solution. The customer has the option to choose which coin they would like to pay with. Merchants can always decide to receive funds in digital currency, in fiat currency, or a mix of both. You change the settings anytime in your online office. It's fast, simple, and secure.
Going somewhere?
In a few clicks, you have a new happy customer and funds instantly to your own account. Additionally, CoinPay offers even more value-added services to all merchants and customers. Easy exchange between Clubcoin and Bitcoin. Quick refund option. Global loyalty program network. Featured deals wherever you shop with Clubcoin. In a digital world where people always have phones on hand, CoinPay offers seamless shopping experiences to bring you more customers and reward their loyalty in a nice way. More customers, more benefits. Get started today. www.coinpay.co.
So, I don't know if you noticed, but CoinPay was sharing our coin several times. That's the coin called Club Coin. We created that coin 2 years ago and we gave it away for free. It has a market cap of $400 million. So the original or the last 3 years of BitClub members, they got a free coin called Club Coin. And that is on the open market on Bittrex. It's tradable with millions of dollars in volume per day and has a $3.30 value today or something like that. We also chose to partner up with Ledger. And Ledger created a wallet specifically for BitClub Network members where you can take your coins or multi-coins and protect them, hide them on cold storage away from someone want to take them from you. Or maybe just put them for your future, for your retirement. This is Club Coin. Amazing, amazing, amazing. you can actually take Club Coin and you can still mine them on a regular computer. You can take Club Coin, it's called a proof of stake coin. And if you look at the circulation of the coin, we gave it away. But if you're a miner, you can still get over 10% annually for the next 2 years if you buy this coin, put it on a computer, and just watch it grow. You get to get the market value and you get to get new coins because we're going to give away another 80 million more coins. Again, open market. Last year, the coin was 24 cents. Today, it's $3 and something cents. When we launch CoinPay this year, it could be $30. Just saying. We are launching a virtual wallet that has all the different cryptocurrencies on it. If you notice, the phone looks like an iPhone. There's a reason for that. iPhone does not recognize alternate coins. It only lets you have a Bitcoin wallet on your phone. And they're trying to acknowledge other coins, but they don't trust them. So they only trust Bitcoin. So that's a very big flag to catch that. Out of all the coins in the world, why does Apple only acknowledge Bitcoin? Just saying. There's a lot of information out there, so be very careful what you follow and what you listen to. Fact check everything that someone's telling you. There's many ways for you to store your Bitcoins. The biggest banks in the world are involved. I always share with people, and I'm going not through the PowerPoint, but I'm going through particular slides because I want you guys to see some of the stuff I'm talking about. There's people like Sir Richard Branson involved. The Winklevoss twins from Facebook just became billionaires. You got Bill Gates saying Bitcoin is better than money. It's easier to transport, it's faster, it's better. You got Ashton Kutcher says, think about it. It's the most newest technology. You got just, I haven't put him on here, but Keanu Reeves just basically says that the Bitcoin disruption is going to change the financial realm that we have today. You got Mike Tyson launching ATM network out of Las Vegas and other places. You got the New York Stock Exchange adding $106 million with a few banks from Europe and other places, Japan also, and they put it into a company called Coinbase. Well, when we got started, there was many exchanges in America where you can buy Bitcoin and sell your Bitcoins, put the money back in the account, like Circle, like Zapple, and many others. And Coinbase came along, partnered up with the New York Stock Exchange, BBVA Bank from Spain, the Como out of Japan, all these major banks. All of a sudden, every exchange in America got shut down. They didn't get shut down because they were doing something wrong. They got shut down or left the country because the American banking system closed their accounts. Said you can no longer take money from an American for Bitcoins. But how come Coinbase can't? Monopoly. That's it. That's enough I'm going to say. MIT University is behind the blockchain study. That's incredible. Yahoo, Google, eBay, the cars of the future. What do all those four have in common? They created and changed the world. The internet changed the world. The internet online changed the world. The cars of the future will change the world. Who's behind them? The billionaires who created these opportunities are the same billionaires behind the Bitcoin network. Heavily invested. Heavily and publicly invested. You can verify these things. The former chairman of the Federal Reserve said that virtual currency may have a long-term promise, particularly if the innovation promotes a more faster, more secure, and efficient payment system. You know what? His colleagues got very upset with him because he just had retired as the Fed man, and they said, dude, you're not allowed to say that stuff about the money world, the new currency. You can't do that. How about these banks? Any of you guys ever bank with any of these? Chase, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs? If you didn't, you banked with Visa or MasterCard. Somewhere or another, you're involved here. Every one of these companies has a blockchain division. Many of them have millions or hundreds of millions of dollars combined in investments in the Bitcoin network blockchain technology. They all are trying to file patents to stop an American on how he can move his money out of the bank and into the crypto world. Today, you can still do it. In the future, They're going to make it really hard for you to do it. They're going to come out with their own coin and say, why move it into Bitcoin when you have Bank of America coin, a Wells Fargo coin, or the Fed coin? Whatever you want. They're all going to try to get in the space because they know you want to be here, and they're going to give you not huge gains, maybe not even small gains, but they're going to give you the same zero gain you're used to today. They're just going to make it more convenient for you. That being said, there's many things that we can talk about. While you guys might want to chime in here, I'm going to open it up. I can show you guys some back offices, how much our pools, what is our value proposition, and what are we offering? We are offering mining pools, shares. You're buying machines, but you're not buying a machine to take home. You're buying a machine to be installed in the racks of our machines. And these machines give you a slice of the pie. So you're able to get a piece of the mining every day, over $1 billion so far, documentable. And now we're actually doing close to $2 million a day. Within 60, 90 days, $3 to $4 million. By the end of the year, $5, $6, $7 million a day. Here's what I can tell you for sure. There's 144 blocks of Bitcoin every day. 1,800 Bitcoins coming out. We just want to get our fair share of 200 or 300 of those coins per day to split up in slices to our membership. I know it sounds crazy to say I only want a piece of Bitcoin every day. But over the next few years, you can take one Bitcoin, and I'll take a picture here, one Bitcoin. And if you have the value of one Bitcoin mining with us, in your first year, you can have probably 2 or 3 Bitcoins. The next year, 2 or 3 Bitcoins. The next year, 2 or 3 Bitcoins. And even if you got a half a Bitcoin on the third year, a Bitcoin could be $100,000 by that point. So Bitcoin mining is the most lucrative way to get your Bitcoins. Because if you have a Bitcoin and you sit on it, fantastic. But you still have one Bitcoin, no matter what the price is. We also offer GPUs. Now this is GPUs down here, $1,000 increments and a $5,000 share. So we have a $3,500 founder and a $5,000 founder. We have videos that teach you the comp plan. We have videos that teach you everything. Right now, what I want to do is get into the nuts and bolts of this situation. Let's open up the conversation to whoever's online here. How do I get this unmuted to everybody?
Hey, Abe, Joe, let me jump in here and open, just share some things so that, and then we can take some other questions. But what I want you to touch on before we take any questions from anybody, let's talk about why we have the disclaimer on our website, and can we here in the United States do BitClub?
Yeah, let me sign out right now. I have a virtual private network right here showing. You see it on the left-hand side? I'll put it in the middle of the screen. That is ExpressVPN. When I want my page to change to an outside country so I can avoid the restriction of the page, all I do is change the location that my IP address is reading. And our system cannot identify the difference. It's only going to know that your IP address is out of the country, no matter where you are in the world. Most people who use computers for many things use a VPN. It's a way to keep people from hacking you personally. It's a way to keep other eyes from identifying what you're doing, good or bad. Doesn't matter. If you're in America and you're from Iran and you want to see Iran news, you have to use a VPN. You cannot watch your news in North Korea if you're in America. You cannot do certain things that are happening in Vietnam if you're in America. So you use a VPN, your network automatically allows you to sign into those websites, and now you can understand what's happening in your home country or whatever you're doing in business. Now, here's the cool part. If you read the sign very clearly, it says, if you're a U.S. citizen, please do not join, right? If you're already a member, please join below to gain your access. BitClub Network allows you to grandfather somebody in if somebody else puts you in an invitation. Once you have your invitation, you can go right to the site and you can join the site freely without any harm or any trouble. This restriction is because it's never going to give a 1099 to any country. It's never going to identify any of its members. At the current moment, there might be some cool things developed for us where we could open up America. I don't know. But I know one thing. Less than 0.5% of what happens in BitClub happens in the United States, North America. And I mean South America, North America, Canada, America. Those combined is less than 1% of what happens here. That means all of Latin America, all of America, and in Canada is a wide open situation. You won't have restrictions as long as you have a membership. And how do you become a member? Somebody can invite you in, give you a free website, and then you can choose to upgrade your account from anywhere in the world you choose to. Is that okay with that?
Yeah, now, Joe, let me ask you. So is it illegal to do BitClub Network in America?
No. The restriction is on purpose. It says it right there. So I need
right.
You,
the reason I bring it up, Joe.
Read the site. If you got a free access, then you're okay to join. That's what it says. If somebody gave you a membership, you're free to join. I got Blips Man down there in the bottom waving the hand.
Yes. Thank you so much for all this information. I really enjoy. I wish I could shake your hand because it's amazing how much stuff you guys pulling out over there. We've been hammered at USI Tech, and I'm still kind of like licking my wounds, and I'm just wondering, like, if we not legally if we're not able to do this business being a U.S. citizen, what is going to happen? Let's say we're going to put $5,000 and 4 months later, SEC guy comes and says, you know what, bye-bye, you're out, the same way as USI Tech. What is going to happen with our $3,500?
That's the really cool thing. You see on the bottom here, it says, you have a warning if to be canceled your membership to get a full refund. Right there on the website.
All right. Well, I trust Willy.
I can tell you one thing. Willy's my friend for 7 years. I would not be talking to you guys right now if this wasn't the last chance for you guys to be part of the greatest revolution there is on history, is the mining of the Bitcoin, the newest currency on the planet coming out.
Okay. And one more very quick question here. When I look at this facility in Iceland, all these machines, that's a lot of money over there. There's this really serious stuff over there. So my question is that, what is the catch? Why do you need us? We are like
we don't need you. We don't need to invite another person to BitClub Network members.
I understand.
But if we don't invite you to be part of this, even if just the invitation only, you'll never hear about Bitcoin the right way. And as long as you get part of Bitcoin, as long as you're part of the Bitcoin mining, if you choose to, you will make us all more wealthy. As includes you, who buys $100 worth of Bitcoin that someday will be worth $1,000 or $10,000.
Okay.
If you buy one Bitcoin today, you're part of the Bitcoin bank.
So if we buy, let's say I buy $3,500 membership. It's like the full one, access to 3 pools.
Yes.
Okay, based on the history and kind of like experience, in USI Tech, we were getting 1% per day. So it was quite kind of lucrative to make more BTC packages, and without even commission, you would be able to collect more money based on 1%. What is the kind of like a catch here? If let's say I get $3,500 membership, what is going to happen in terms of profits here?
I would go on YouTube and watch my webinar. I record it by showing you actual historical track record.
Okay.
$3,500 in the last 12 months has produced a whole Bitcoin worth of earnings. You can take a whole Bitcoin out a year later. And whatever the price is. So we're going to become 3 times bigger in the next 90 days. We're running 450 petahash right now. We're going to be 1,500 petahash by the end of March. By the end of May, June, July, we might be 2,000 plus petahash. By the end of the year, we might be 3,000 plus petahash of equipment. And then we might not sell shares no more. Whoever joins BitClub Network now will be the only people that we allow in. And the only way to buy new shares will be to use your existing account to buy new shares. No new money, only the money we've given you. Therefore, we will create a perpetual system.
Hey, Joe.
We have what they call an auto maintenance account. You can go from 0 to 100% repurchase, or the compounding of those coins, or the equipment which produces the coins.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe, do me a favor. I know someone else has another question. Just mute them out because there's somebody with some background noise. So great question there. Boris, if you can just mute your line. And then, Joe, what I want to do before we take any more questions real quickly, because we're and this is just a great job you're doing here. And I know it's not a regular webinar. These guys are all part of our USI group. They came over, and I definitely appreciate you taking the time to give us the nuts and bolts. But if you could, Joe, can you just touch on how the comp plan works and the bonuses? And then once you're done with that, we'll open the call back up for questions. But in the meantime, mute everybody else out if you would.
Got it. Let me make sure that it lets me do that. There's some sound going on there.
Yeah, there's a real revive back here.
I got everybody muted. Somebody might be.
Okay, I don't think it's your mic, but go ahead. We'll just go through it.
I'll just
go ahead.
a little louder, that's all. So the compensation plan, you can see the comp plan under resources, and you can actually see how we started out. We run a system that pays off of direct sales. Even though you see the binary first, that's because people don't want to wait for the binary to be worked. So I'm gonna show you the way the comp plan actually works first. You can make a direct sale from 5 to 8% of whatever someone buys, and you can make a differential on the coded bonusing from 1 to 5% differentials, and then you can actually make between 5 to 8, and then an additional 2.5% in the cut. So this is direct sales. You also get paid dollar for dollar in the binary commission. This is what gets everybody excited, is a binary is almost sometimes free money. Our business pays you first for the sale, second for the binary. The binary goes out, and it goes on our left and our right, which is a 50% rule. We pay $200 worth of Bitcoin every time $2,500 lands on your left and your right. All volume is banked, and every volume is paid out to the rank that you covered. So you can make between $800 and $2,400 a day maximum on the binary. You can make between $10 and $100 off of each person you bring into the business, and between $10 and $100 differential check matching on all your downlines. So there's no limit on the binary matching bonus. It's 10 generations of $10. So if a person has 100 people on their 5th generation and they all cycle one day, $10 times 500 or 100, and you're making 1,000 or 5,000. No maximum here. There's no maximum on the direct earning or the indirect earning. It pays through infinity. We also give you a repurchase earning. So when your organization does a compound on the account, we will pay you 10 to 18% of every dollar they repurchase into the system on the new machines, on the new sales of the machines through the auto repurchase. We'll pay you a differential in the code. And then we'll also give you a generational bonus on the same team build out from 2% on the first generation, 1% on the second generation, and 1% on the third. But we add in a residual infinity bonus of 1%, 1%, and 0.5% on the first two ranks of 3 generations. And on the third rank of Master Builder, we give you 1 and a 1 and nothing. And that's because once you're past a Master Builder, you're in what they call $1 million club. You are probably making more than $1 million per year, and the coded bonusing kicks in on the infinity bonuses, and you're making more than enough money for helping people make other money or other Bitcoins, so to speak. The comp plan, again, is on video. I will send you a recorded video that one of my top guys recently made. He's one of my newest guys. He's here in America. Great guy. He's one of my newest teams. And he did a webinar after I taught him everything. And I love the way he did it. I love to edify new leadership. And instead of you watching all my old stuff, watch some of the new stuff. So I'll send you that over, Willie.
And listen, great. I had a good conversation with Mike the other day. That's a guy to help me get back into my site because I had no idea even how to log in because I didn't know what I was doing. But give everybody an idea because you're very close to the top of the company. You are a co-founder. So your story might be a little bit different. And I know right now you're probably making, I don't know, multiple 6 figures, close to $1 million a month. That much I do know about you. But I know you went after Mike for a little while. He's not really a big networker. And I had a conversation with him. Can you just tell them real quickly Mike's story, the Reader's Digest version?
So real quick, Michael was my third person in BitClub Network. He came in for $500 plus 2 $500 packages. So $1,800 total. And he did that for me to go away. Michael's from Barbados. When I started talking about Bitcoin mining 3.5 years ago, I lost Michael. And Michael stopped listening to me. And when I was done with my presentation, he gave me $1,800 to join the network. I took his money, went on to build the business. Michael forgot about it, left it alone. Years later, Michael's watching me travel the world, have a lifestyle enhancement, and he calls me almost 3 years later and says, or almost 2.5 years later, he says, Joe, would you do me a huge favor? I hear about all these cryptocurrency companies. One's coming, one's going. I've seen 9 of these things close down. Can you tell me why you guys are still in business and what did I miss? I commenced to share with him what we have, and it was the same story. The difference was we had 2.5 years under our belt now. And he saw what it was. Michael was broke. He was a typical network marketer who was good at what he did, and every type of company he built didn't last. And he was a month-to-month guy. He looked for $10,000 in earnings, and he was satisfied if he could make 10 grand. So therefore, his benchmark was 6 figures a year, and that's what he was excited about. He never looked beyond that. He always talked about it, but never did it. And Michael came back to me 13 months ago and said, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. Michael came under my tutelage, and for the last 13 months, Michael accelerated through the compensation, through the rankings, built a great team, mainly in the United States. 95% of his business is in the US. And he built this all within 13 months ago. And Michael has accumulated over 1.5 million of cryptocurrency that he has equity. He has taken some of his money, a few $100,000, and invested in a few other things. He has a check of at least 6 figures a month. 6 figures a month worth of Bitcoin. That's about 7 to 9 Bitcoin every month coming in. On average, I think he's making 10 Bitcoin or so. And he's doing that after 13 months of building the business. From broke to no joke. I mean, seriously.
Joe, how many people in his organization right now?
I know Michael personally sponsored about 25 people. He probably has maybe 500 people. Maybe.
That's it?
I don't think he has 1,000 people on his team. No.
No kidding.
No
wow.
joke.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And it's funny. I listened to you telling the story about Mike. I remember, I guess you do that with a lot of people. You say, listen, just take a look at this. Give me some money and do what you want. I mean, his story is just like mine. You came to me. I gave you $4,000 and I really didn't hear from you anymore. And I get that. You're not chasing people around. Either you do it or you don't. I love that.
Our system is self-explanatory. It works whether you like it or not. It pays you every single day, and it's been paying for over 1,000 days straight. 1,000 days of earning. And in the beginning, we were getting 25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. Just over a year ago, it changed to 12.5 Bitcoin. But the Bitcoin is worth 4 times more, and now it's worth 30 times more than it was then. And so we have a different acceleration here. This thing is no longer the same little opportunity. And all I can tell you is that you have about a 2.5-year window before the next halving. That's 2020. On 2020, early 2020, Bitcoin is going to go from 12.5 Bitcoins to 625 every 10 minutes. 1,800 coins to 900 coins. A Bitcoin could be 50 to 100 grand to $500,000. You don't have a lot of time. You got to get somewhere where you can create more Bitcoins, not just buy more Bitcoin, but create more Bitcoins. You got to be in a place where you can help accelerate the human element to the Bitcoin network. Bitcoin will be Bitcoin without a human. Whether the value is there is a different story. Whether the usability is there will be up to you and I. So BitClub Network has positioned itself as the cryptocurrency distribution channel. We're not a 1 million member opportunity yet, but we might have 1 million people involved in our organization this year because we're growing exponentially. And
Joe, let me not to cut you off, Joe, but let me just ask you, because am I correct that when you said as far as investing in this program, it's not like USI where people were pumping money in, on a regular basis? Yes, we were making great money, but people were also pumping in a lot of money. Here in this deal, what does the average person put in to get started, and what does the average person actually do as far as income-wise putting in?
Yeah, I mean, you can start off for $500 or $3,500, or you can start off at $35,000. It's up to you. We have no restrictions on how you build your business. Once you have a founder, every position additional, you will get the commissions back on a rebate yourself. So you basically are sponsoring yourself 9 times or 90 times. You can build your own tree. I've had a person come in and buy 100 founders over a course of 9 months. Then he took the earnings from 2015 all the way to 2016 and repurchased every day with the earnings. He has 550 founders today, 1.9 million worth of shares. The last time I checked, he has made over 70 million worth of Bitcoin with us without sponsoring a team.
Wow. And a founder is somebody that comes in at what position and what's the amount of money?
3,500 or 5,000. And that gives you the carte blanche to build a business. You become the store owner. And the average return of a founder right now is a Bitcoin its first year, potentially 2 Bitcoins the second year, and at least 3 Bitcoins to 5 Bitcoins its lifespan. But you can do a repurchase and continue making Bitcoins year in, year out after that.
And that's without even building a team we're talking about.
Recruiting.
That's without recruiting.
Let me show you an account that I own from 2014 without a sponsorship.
And if somebody comes in for $500, can they expect any kind of return? Because everything you're talking about is at the 30.
Yeah, they'll get a return every day. Remember, we are very heavy in Africa, Indonesia, the Philippines just started, but Africa is very big for BitClub Network right now. And over there, $500 is a lot of money. But believe it or not, people find $3,500. They build a business where they're making money hand over fist. Now let me show you this account. This account is $3,500. It started in 2014. It already expired because our contract was 600 days when we started. We extended it to 1,000 days when we stopped having to buy replace the machines. Now the machines only keep adding new ones, hence the pool keeps getting bigger. So what do? We recalculate. This is not something take. This is give. Win, 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 always. And so this account has mined a total of 17 Bitcoins from one $3,500 share. 10.9 Bitcoins in the pocket and 6 Bitcoins in equipment. This account still makes money every day, but a total of 11.83 Bitcoins in cash value to be withdrawn. That's $194,000. You guys remember that little free coin I told you guys about? Club coin? We gave this person 3,400 coins, almost $1 per dollar for every dollar shared. It's worth $320 right now, and an additional $10,000, $10,396 of free money. I mentioned earlier that we created a coin that has a market cap of 400 million. We've sold about $1 billion in equipment sales in our lifetime. We've paid out 1.1 billion, $500 million worth of commissions, 400 million worth of free cryptocurrency, several hundred million worth of alternate coins. So over $2 billion taken in one. What company in any history of man has ever done that? None. Zero. BitClub Network did. And we've done it already. We're only going to be bigger, stronger in the next coming years.
Joe, I got a quick question for you. So back in April of this year, we put in $100 for me, but I never funded the $3,500. So what does that $100 actually do?
Nothing. Bought you a website. It bought you a language translation system. It bought you a back office to learn a little bit about it. But you have an active account, but not an active mining pool. The $99 is a lifetime membership because our contracts potentially can be worth a lifetime of earnings. I've had many people pass away. My friend's wife came last night. He passed away last year. She asked me to maintain his account. It has about $250,000 in it right now. And she just asked me, can I have $3,000 or $5,000 a month of the money? And since she's allowed the money to grow, the Bitcoins, she can cash out $5,000 a month for who knows how many more years.
Sort of like an annuity.
Yeah, it keeps paying because you bought the machines, and the machines are auto repurchased with a small maintenance. You can choose to do a small maintenance on them. So let me give you an example. This account here has a 20, 30, and 20 repurchase. I have variables on these because I monitor them. This one is repurchasing 20% of the 2,000, 30% of the 1,000, and 20% of the 500. It already expired, but the new shares are over and over again. New 900 days, new 600 days, new $400 days, new $800 day. And these shares will pay out in perpetuity because you already bought into the pool. See, your machine would have expired already. It would have been over. Your earnings would have been diminished, and your electricity and maintenance would be more than you could earn. But when we lock arms together, we all pull each other together. Every one of our machines helps us all make more money.
You know, that's pretty amazing, because earlier today I was on with Ron and Rhonda, and I showed them my 3 pools where they've run over 1,000 days, and I never even looked at them, but they pay daily. I mean, that's incredible.
Stop paying you.
They never stop paying me.
Nope. Could you imagine if BitClub Network stopped paying all the inactive people the first year? It could have split another $500 million with the rest of the members. But we make you active for life. $99 active for life. The original.
Yeah, somebody asked, what are the fees to withdraw Bitcoin from your system?
Well, when you hit withdrawal, let's go to that wallet right now. We used to charge you a very small amount. Okay. If you look at the withdrawal fees, it was a very little amount of Bitcoin. It was very small. Today, we charge you exactly what the blockchain wallet will charge you. Now, we have a fix for this. It's called Bitcoin Cash. The second fix is called the blockchain increasing to 2 meg. That's happening as we speak. So the blockchain's actual size is going to increase double, and that'll probably happen this month or next month. And then the fees will be reduced exponentially. So then you might go back to paying 25 cents to remove $10 from your account. Not $10 for $10. A friend of mine just mentioned he was giving away a couple of dollars worth of Bitcoin, right? And so right now, if you give away, let's say you want to give a friend $5, and you go to see what the fee is to give a friend $5, right? I think it's going to cost you $1 something or $2 on a regular basis. And so when you want to give somebody $5, it's not easy no more. And so if you change this to $5, because I used to give away $5 all over the world. $5 will cost me $15 for the network. So I don't give away $5 no more.
Yeah, those fees are very high, Joe. And let me ask you this. What about as far as getting Bitcoins? One of the biggest problems that we have with USI is actually getting person through the curve of learning how to buy their own Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. When a lot of people just want to put their money in here and just let it ride. They're not looking to continue. They don't want to, go out and buy their own Bitcoin. And we know because the, Coinbase and Gemini are so backed up, it can take you weeks just to get account verified. What solution do you have as far as us being able to get somebody that just wants to open up an account, they want to get in some pools, and they need Bitcoin to fund their pools? What can you do for us on that?
So off of this call, you know how to do it. I'll share with you on it. That work for you? That
works perfectly. As long as people know they don't have to go through that long learning curve just to get started. We can get started right away.
All go through the curve, but I'm not going to help. I'm not going to stop you guys from doing that. I will help you guys. Okay?
I got you. Cool.
There's a solution for you guys. Don't worry.
Thank you. Any other questions, guys, before we basically conclude? And when we're done here, guys, because a lot of you guys know that I'm actually going to be heading out to Colombia in the morning, and I've got about 15 accounts that I have to sign up tonight. And with this binary, I can just tell you guys that from a networking stance, which obviously you guys know that I'm a huge networker, this is a network marketer's dream. When Joe showed those 5 different ways that you get earned, and some people might say, well, 1%, 2% is not a lot. Trust me, when you're getting paid to infinity, and this thing's a binary, and the great thing about a binary is, well, what's lucky for you guys is if you partner with me, you're going to obviously be in a power leg, which means we're going to get nothing but amazing spillover. So just know this, your job will be to build just your inside leg, because our group will build the rest. And obviously me, having a close relationship with Joe, it's going to put us even in a better position. So when this call is over, guys, I will probably just set up a Zoom call to answer any more questions. And then I'm going to, and I've already told everybody already, I want everybody to feel good. I know a lot of us got a bad feeling in our stomach right now because of what happened with USI, and it wasn't their fault. So we're not going to blame them, but it is what it is.